So coming to an grid in general, in an electrical grid is an interconnected network of electricity which is delivered from your producers to your consumers. So producers will be your generating station, as well as your consumers will be your loads. Wherever the electrical appliances which consumes your loads are said to be your consumers. So the consumers will be a different one, industrial load as well as an commercial load as well as an home usage will be your consumers. In your electrical grid, vary in size and can cover your whole country or a constituency. So mainly this electrical grid consists of power stations, electrical substations, electrical power transmission network, as well as a distribution network. So the entire thing, starting from an generating station to your load center, the everything in your power system is said to be an electrical grid. So coming to your power station, so these power stations will be often located near your energy and away from an heavily populated area. Okay. So after your generation of an power, the generated power will be stepped up to your higher level and it will be transmitted for a very long distance. And in your substation, the voltage whichever you receive in a higher level, so it will be stepped down to your lower level, and then the power will be distributed. On distribution side, there will be a two type of distribution. One is a primary distribution, and another one will be a secondary distribution. From a primary distribution, the companies or industries which require HT line, they will be provided with your 11 kV of your HT line. So after from a distribution transformer, which will be installed near one localities, from there the power will be supplied to your household consumers. Okay, household consumers are your consumers who require LT line. HT line, it is used for an industries, and for an LT, it will be distributed from a distribution transformer. And here your electrical substation to your two-step voltage up or down, and in your electrical power transmission, it will be carried for a very longer distance. And in a distribution, I have said that there will be a two type of distribution of your power. One will be a primary distribution of your level, and another will be a secondary distribution of your level. From your primary distribution of your level, the voltages, the power supply will be fed to your consumers who require large quantity of power. So that is called as an HT line, and whereas the another side is called as an LT line, low tension line. So what is grid? So grid is nothing but an interconnected network of your power system is said to be a grid is nothing but interconnected structure of a power system is said to be a grid. In your power system, so I have said that from your generating station to your load center, so these all components comprises of a power system. That is your generator, generation station, transmission station, distribution station, as well as a load center. So these entire things are called as a power system. So it is interconnected and it is called as a grid. Okay, wow. So why we are going for grid? So previously the power which was generated from a generating station, so it was stepped up to your higher voltage level and it was transmitted, distributed, and it was supplied for a particular locality. So particular region, the generated power was fed to a particular region. And the region or the locality, they were expecting the power from a single generating station. Okay, so if any failure takes place on your that type of generating unit, they won't be receiving any power supply. They won't be receiving power supply. So now your scenario has changed. So every generating stations are interconnected now to a grid. Every generating stations are interconnected or connected to a grid. From the if any one of your generating station gets is shut down due to your either for your maintenance work or due to your fault which takes place on your generating station. The power will be fed to a consumer from the other side. Rather the generators which will be producing a power from your another locality or from another region. From there we will be receiving your power. So by using your introduction of an grid, from the it improves your reliability in your power system. So it improves your economy and also it improves your efficiency. It provides better power quality, improves your security and safety in your power system, as well as you can easily control your entire power station, as well as you can control your power station. Okay. Nowadays, everything that is in renewable energy plus non-renewable energy, every generating stations are now connected to the grid. Whereas in case when you during a rainy season. So if there is more plenty of water is captured in a particular dam, they will be going for generation of an hydropower. They will be generating your hydropower. At that time, in a thermal plant, the generating capacity can be minimized so that if it is connected in a grid. Also, in your power sector in India, it is mainly governed by your Ministry of Power. It's governed by mainly your Ministry of Power. There are three main power sectors that are here that you know that generation, transmission, as well as distribution. As far as the generation concerned, it is mainly divided into your three sectors, mainly your central sector, state sector, as well as an private sector. So these three sectors are generating your power. From your central sector, the total power which is being generated in India out of your 100 percentage total, 24.6 percentage of power is being generated from your central sector, that is from your central government sector, and 25.9 percentage is being power is being generated from a concerned particular state sectors. Okay, and the remaining nearly your 50 percentage of your power which is being generated in India is from your private sector. Okay, so this is your data, so which is um, updated and taken as on your date 26/9/2022. So it is your current installed generation capacity in India. Okay. So always your power demand will be very very higher than your installed capacity. Here power is one of your key sectors driving India's infrastructure growth. So therefore, it is essential for our country power sector to meet your plant capacity additions and reduce your further that is an pollution in our country. So we are moving towards an renewable energy sources, towards an renewable energy sources. Out of this contribution from your central sector, state sector, and from your private sector. So these are your details about your type of plants, which are type of plants from which we are generating your power. So first in your first category, so from an non-renewable energy sources, non-renewable energy sources. From coal, we are generating 50% of nearly 50.3 percentage of power, and in lignite 1.6 by using gas turbine 6.1, and in diesel we are generating zero point 0.1, and your total 58.2 percentage of power is being generated from non-renewable energy sources. And from renewable energy sources, out of your renewable energy sources, mostly in solar power, we are generating more amount of power from renewable energy sources. Okay, so mostly from solar power, we are doing for generation of as well as here the contribution from nuclear power is 1.7 percentage. Contribution from nuclear power is also 1.7 percent. So these are your previous one was an installed power capacity, and it is about your details about your contribution of an power from an renewable energy source as well as from an non-renewable energy sources which is being generated in our nation. It's an data, so which is taken from a Ministry of Power. So I have said that, so installed capacity is nothing but total amount of power generation which is installed for your power generation. Always your power demand will be very, 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 very higher. Not very, very higher, so it will be somewhat higher than your installed capacity. So it is a chart which clearly gives you your total generation as well as growth of your previous year in our country from your year 2009 to till date. Okay, from the total generation in this year 2022 2023 in this academic year, so our growth of power is 10.52 percentage. Okay, so when comparing your previous years of your power generation growth, so in this particular year, so we have gone for more generation of power, more generation of power. Also, and the generation of power from a nuclear, from a renewable energy sources, the contribution is more for this main factor. Mainly from a solar power plant, we are generating more amount of renewable energy from a solar power plant. So due to this, we have gone for nearly even 10.52 percentage of growth in generation of power in this financial year. So this is mainly possible. How this is mainly possible? So due to your introduction of an smart grid, it is mainly possible because of an usage of an or upgrading your existing system, or upgrading your ordinary grid into your smart grid, upgrading your ordinary grid into a smart grid. So by this concept of a smart grid, we have minimized many losses. We have minimized many losses in a power system network, as well as we have, if you, as well as we have improved your transmission efficiency, distribution efficiency, and we have economically generated more amount of power. Economically generated more amount of power. So if your power demand in a state dispatch center is, example, if you say it is an 100 megawatt, every power generating stations will be monitored. Every power generations will be monitored, and your instructions will be given to an particular generating plant to reduce its power generation. If we get more amount of power from renewable energy sources, if you consider solar power plant, so during your daytime, so we can generate more amount of power from a solar power plant. So from an early morning, the generation of a solar power plant will be like 20 percentage. As time increases by noon, we can exactly, or we can nearly generate more than 90 percentage of an power of from a solar plant of a particular region. Okay, so at that time, so we can reduce the power which is being generated from a thermal power plant. So thermal power plant, the pollution will be more. From an thermal power plant, the pollution will be more. So whereas from an renewable energy sources, the pollution will be less, so that we can go for and as well as the cost of generation from your renewable energy sources is also very, very less, so that we can economically generate your power plant. So this is possible only because of a grid. The state dispatch center as well as the national dispatch center can give the instructions to a particular generating station, mainly your non-renewable generating station, to reduce its power generation. Okay, so that we have improved in nearly 10.52 percentage of growth in the production of power. So it is possible only by your usage of smart grid. So coming to an evolution of an uh, so grids, in case of grids, so previously uh, the generator, I also said that from a generating station, the power will be from a particular generating station, the power will be generated and it will be stepped up to a higher level, it will be transmitted and distributed to one particular region only. After the introduction of grid, so the grid, so the evolution of grid, so the grid management was established on a regional basis. So started in 60s, in 1960s, the grid concept was introduced. Initially, the state grid were interconnected from a regional grid, and in India, so there was five grids, namely the northern grid, eastern grid, western grid, northeastern grid, and southern grid. So we Tamil Nadu, so we come under your southern grid. After that, so in 1991, the northeastern grid and the eastern grids were connected, and in by 2003, western region grid, eastern region, and northeastern regions were interconnected. And similarly, after like this process, so presently the now our country has totally inter-regional transmission capacity. So in our now every grid has been interconnected in our nation. So initially it was of five regions: northern, eastern, western, northeastern, and southern regions. At present, now these regions has been interconnected and it comes under your national grid. All your classifications or your divisions of an state grids or region-wise grids has been interconnected and it comes under one national grid. So at present, our country has a total regional transmission capacity of 112,250 megawatt, with it is expected to be enhanced further more by 118,740 megawatt by 2022. Okay. Wait a minute. So it's the current at present the national grids, which is in India. So in India, so all your grids has been interconnected with the national grid. Okay, so from Tamil Nadu, if you generate your power, so it can be used for the region or the nodes which is at even at Kashmir. Okay, so the lines which are marked in red lines, the lines which are marked in red lines are the existing grids, and the lines which are marked in blue, the lines which are marked in blue, it are yet to be commissioned, not commissioned, are yet to be, it is proposed. Very soon it will be implemented. I have shown the, so what is the detail about the milestones which are which has been achieved in a grid. So in 1991 only, the there is a nuclear power corporation limited were transferred to your power grid, and like that, many achievements has been done. By December, so by December 2013, so our country's mission of one nation, one grid has been accomplished in year 2013, December, December 2013. So after this commissioning of this national grid, so we have gone for many HVDC projects also. So you know that in case of an transmission of an power from one region to another region, it can be transmitted by using HVDC as well as an EHVAC or HVAC. When comparing your transmission of an power in HVAC, that is also in EHVAC, when comparing with HVDC, the transmission of an power in HVDC is more economical. Okay, as well as the transmission efficiency can be also improved by using the HVDC. In that, the losses like your skin effect, the corona losses, as well as the uh, other losses, transmission losses can be minimized in case of an HVDC. The only one thing is that the initial, that is an establishment cost for establishing your HVDC stations is more costlier, and the remaining thing from an transmission tower, using your conductor size and your number of conductors which are used for transmission. So everything will be very very less in case of an HVDC. And coming to an smart grid in IoT, smart grid in an IoT. So in case of an smart grid, so it will be of an two-way process. So it will be of a two-way process. In normal grid also, in a normal grid, the entire components, that is from a generating station, the load centers, the everything will be interconnected. Whereas in case of a smart grid also, the everything will be interconnected. The only difference between an ordinary grid and a smart grid, in an ordinary grid, so there will be a single way process. So it will be a single way communication process. Whereas in case of a smart grid, it will be of a two-way communication. So you can easily control all your equipments in case of a smart grid. Even you can control it from a remote center or from other places. We can give instructions, control, monitoring, and controlling is easily possible in case of a smart grid. So coming to a smart grid, a smart grid is a technology so that divides the electrical grid into a two-way flow of data and electricity. So this technology allows your information and data flow to your various stakeholders. This data and information are very essential to optimize your grid, respond faster to error, foresee your possible issues, and the other type of faults are the rectification solutions which is to be taken in a power sector. So always in case of a power sector, you know that so the power system is a complex power system will be a complex one. If you go for your upgradation of a power system, the components which will be connected in a power system it is very difficult to monitor, and also it is very difficult to control your entire power system, so that the power system will be of a complex
பருப்பு
one.
பருப்பு பருப்பு ஊருக்கு போறியா? எப்ப? மதியமா சாயங்காலமா?
Okay. In addition, since the smart grid has several capabilities in which the conventional method does not have, the smart grid can even come to a restorative state by itself. The system also ensures your premium quality and a consistent power supply with your power leak-proof ability, so that your electricity can be distributed efficiently. The smart grid is an electricity network using one digital technology to supply and distribute one electricity to one consumers. And whereas previously we were only using your electrical equipments in an ordinary grid. Somewhere we will have used your minimum electronic devices. Now in a smart grid we will be using more, that is your computer technology, internet, as well as an electronic devices for this smart grid. This technology uses here two-way digital communication for more efficient distribution, not only to distribute energy, but your system also provides your monitoring, control, communication, as well as an analysis of your supply. And the main difference between your traditional, that is one conventional your grid as well as one smart grid, from a power generating station, the power will be sent to a substation by using your transmission line, and by using your distribution line, again the power will be sent to via consumers. So whereas in case of this smart grid, so there will be a two-way communication between your power generating plant with your substation, as well as your from a substation to a consumer. So it is will be an overview of an smart grid. So the smart grid, new smart grid. So grid-based storage, renewable energy from wind farms, where the power will be generated, nuclear plant, all your renewable energy, non-renewable energy will be connected to one this smart grid, as well as all type of loads will be also connected to one this smart grids. As well as in future, near future, uh, each and every individual houses will be generating your independent power, as well as the excess power from a renewable energy, as well as the excess power which will be generated from an individual house. It will be injected, or it will be connected, delivered to one grid. It will be also delivered to one grid. Will be using a net metering device, that is a smart metering device. The power which will be consumed will be taken into account, as well as the power which will be generated from an individual house, that will be also taken into account. So the difference between them will be given as an a value of to pay to your provider. There is one service provider which will be used for your supply of your power, or your you will be given incentive for your generation of your power by using your smart metering technique. As well as in future also, coming to an automobile industry in future also, nowadays we are going for an EV, electric vehicles. We have to go for more charging stations also. For charging a 1 kilowatt of power for an 1 hour, they will be charging nearly 50 rupees. For your generation of the charging places at your remote places, we should be also going for an renewable energy for an production of one power. So that type of production of one power from an renewable energy will be also connected to an grid. So it is an overview of an smart grid. So coming to an IoT, that is IoT, you know that is it will be an Internet of Things. So the Internet of Things becomes an important part in your smart grid. So it provides a communication network so that your smart grid can be operated accordingly. So there is more advantages in case of this IoT into a smart grid. So mainly the IoT makes your ordinary grid into a smart grid. The power meter and other components are connected to your internet, so allowing your consumers to control and monitor your power usage. In case of trouble and error in your system, so it can be easily detected. So because all your parts will be connected to an Internet of Things IoT. So combining your electric network with your IoT is a big change in an industry, and it is seen by your future to sustain your power. So there are your six components of an smart grid. So first one is an advanced metering infrastructure, demand response, electric vehicles, wide area situational awareness, energy resources distribution and storage, management, grid distribution. So by this, you are installing a smart grid is a big project. By using these six features, we can. So this thing I have said that in case of an traditional grid as well as a smart grid. In a smart grid, so there will be a two-way communication as well as a two-way communication between your service provider as well as consumer. With this smart sensors and smart meters connected to computers in your control room, it is possible to remotely monitor and control the power flow of electricity in real time to every consumer or even to every smart appliances inside an consumer premises. So the diagram, so which is given in blue, so it is a present one or your older one, conventional one. In future, the entire power system will be like this in your right side. In case of an production, so previously we were depending upon thermal plant and other type of generation, whereas nowadays we are going for more generation from an renewable energy sources. Okay, as well as in case of transmission of power, in practical, there was a very less number of transmission of power by using one HVDC. So now we have gone for more transmission system using one HVDC system. So these are your components of an smart grid. So first one is the connectivity network, core network. The core network handles your connectivity between your substation as well as an utilities head office. Distribution network handles your broadband connectivity for your transmission of data collected by smart power grid concentrations and your distribution automation devices, which are located on a grid, as well as the access network. The access network handles your last mile connectivity from a smart meters located on your edge of an power grid. And other things will be on sensing and measurement. It is easy to cut your electric bills if you know. So by using a smart meter, nowadays every the upper the assessors from a DNEB, they are coming to your home for calculating your power which is consumed for 2 months. And by after this introduction of this smart grid, it can be monitored from the remotely. So from that service provider, they can check what you have consumed your power, how much of your consumed your power can be easily monitored. So these are your diagram of the grid. So initially I said that the grids was in a conventional one. Now we have gone for the national grid. Previously there was five grids in India: northern grid, eastern grid, western grid, northeastern grid, and your southern grid. So it's the diagram of an grids which was previously there in. So this coming to this national one nation one grid. So this mission was established and completed by, I have said that, by December 2013, One Nation, One Grid was its mission was completed. In a national smart grid mission was established by your government in 2015 to plan and monitor the implementations of your policies, and the all your regions has been interconnected. So this slides shows how much of your power is being sanctioned, installed, yet to be installed, and in stock. Okay. So coming to our state, we have been forefront in terms of renewable energy production in India. 31st March 2020, the total installed capacity in your renewable energy sources here 28.67 gigawatt. And these are your data is taken from an Ministry of Power. So how much of your renewable energy sources is being generated in India, as are in our state, Tamil Nadu. So it is your, I have said that no smart meters. These are your meters, which are your first step towards your smart grid transformation to increase your efficiency as well as an sustainability. So these smart meters can help to stabilize your grid through one granular consumption data, enabling your real-time monitoring of an energy usage, advanced management of grids, as well as everything. So by this smart energy meter, so you can easily monitor your the power which is being consumed by a particular road, by a particular house, or a particular residential road, as well as it can also monitor your how much of your power is being generated from an individual house. Okay, so it is your usage of a smart meter. And in near future, like this, even every individual house should generate, or it will be implemented very soon, will be generating an individual or an power for an usage of power by their houses, and the excess power will be also transmitted to one transmitter, or it will be fed to one grid by using one the smart energy meter. So coming to your features, so it has many things. It has advantages. I have said that it minimizes your power generation. The efficiency will be improved, and the entire network can be monitored from a single computer by using your PC. The entire nation can be, then there is your national grid can be monitored by using MPC, and it can we can give instructions to an state dispatch center for either increasing its generation power, or to decrease in generation of and decrease in your generation of power, like this. So it has many advantages. So coming to your disadvantages, are the only disadvantages are of the smart grid is there. So there should be a continuous communication. So for this, your internet is a main key factor for this computer for continuously monitoring the entire system. So if there is an the quality of an internet which is provided, which is if it is poor, we cannot easily take controlling actions for your power system. As well as the main thing is that it can be easily hacked. So you know that in case of computers, the hacking is one of the main problem. In the many hackers are there from our neighboring countries to hack our Indian network. So it is also a very one of your disadvantages in case of a smart grid. So that we have to improve your security features in a smart grid. So it is also one of an disadvantages or your drawbacks in case of a smart grid. Okay. So coming to your conclusion, the smart grid solely changes your conventional grid. The following smart technology it may play an important role in your better power distribution. Smart grid technology does not only reduce your power meter, but it also minimize your cost of production. The technology leads to a better power consumption with low impact such as a massive blackouts of power or power loss. So previously, in well-developed nations also, there was a complete blackout of power which has taken place. So after this usage, introduction of a grid as well as smart grid, so there won't be any chance for a complete blackout in case of an their nation. So thank you everyone for your patience. Any questions?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, is there any possible to connect all the state grid into the national grid, sir?
Sir, at present, our mission in 2013 was it was one nation, one grid, sir. So at present, so
Yes.
we are coming under the national grid only, sir.
Okay. So what may be the practical difficulties, sir? Give me a course.
So the practical difficulty is that only security features should be improved, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So there are many hackers from our nation as well as from neighboring nations to hack our
Okay.
network, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Other than that, everything is okay.
Okay. We can connect. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So I thank everyone, especially the college management, principal sir, HOD sir, and my staff, PG staff, Rajsekharan sir, for providing me such an wonderful opportunity to share my ideas, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.